attention on Nick. Now entering Lieutenant Commander Michael Munger.
Which I'm certain I have lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, saw it through without exemption. I climbed each charted course, each careful step on the byway. Much more than this, I did it
That's so great. I really appreciate it.
way.
The best part of my whole career was helping the cadets grow and learn. So I appreciate it. You guys look really sharp. Thank you very much. Take care.
Cadets. Cadets at ease.
Thank you everyone for joining us here today. We really appreciate you all coming out. My name is Master Chief Ron Ross. I'm the commanding officer of this unit. And the way things are going to go down, we're going to start with colors, observation of colors, and then afterwards we're going to get into the ceremony. So, Cadet Officer Holmes, report.
Division, attention! Division, forward, march! Division, ready, halt! Alpha, report.
Petty Officer, all present and accounted for, Petty Officer.
Very well. Brother, report.
Petty Officer, all accounted for, Petty Officer.
Very well. That's Chief, all present and accounted for. That's Chief. Dismissed. Ball out.
Ball out. Aye, petty officer.
Okay, take seats.
Everyone, please be seated. Together in support of the Massachusetts Bay Division of the United States Navy Sea Cadet Corps, an organization that continues to shape the leaders, thinkers, and service-minded citizens of tomorrow. Your presence and generosity make a direct difference in the opportunities we can provide these outstanding young men and women. Tonight is especially meaningful because we gather to honor a man whose commitment to mentorship, service, and excellence has left an enduring mark on this division and on every cadet privileged to learn under his guidance. Retired Lieutenant Commander Michael Munger. Lieutenant Commander Munger's career and continued dedication exemplify the highest ideals of the Sea Cadet Corps. He has been a steady compass for our cadets, teaching them not only naval skills and discipline, but the values of integrity, responsibility, and perseverance. His leadership has helped transform this division into one of the strongest and most respected in the United States Naval Sea Cadets. But more than that, he has inspired generations of young people to believe in themselves, to lead with purpose, and to serve something greater than themselves. The impact of his work isn't measured only in ribbons, ranks, or accolades. It's measured in the confidence of character and achievement of the cadets who have followed in his wake. Lieutenant Commander Munger, on behalf of the Massachusetts Bay Division of the Sea Cadets, our community, and the cadets whose lives you have shaped, we extend our deepest appreciation. Your service continues to ripple forward in ways that strengthen not only this division, but our nation. Thank you all for being here and for supporting our mission and for helping us honor a remarkable leader. Together, we will continue to uphold the spirit of service that Lieutenant Commander Munger embodies as well. Stand up so we can see you. So our unit is led by Petty Officer First Class Holmes. Petty Officer Holmes is assisted by Petty Officer Second Class Carl. And our Command Master at Arms is Petty Officer Second Class Tim. Our Alpha Division is led by Petty Officer Third Class Cohen. And our Bravo Division is led by Petty Officer Third Class Williams. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Petty Officer Holmes for some comments.
Sit here, sir.
Good evening. On behalf of all of the cadets at Massachusetts Bay Division, we want to thank all of you who came out here tonight to support this amazing program and what it stands for. First of all, I want to thank the legend that this event is dedicated to. My favorite officer and the person who has supported me through some of my hardest moments of my Sea Cadet career and even my personal life. Michael Munger, you are not just a legend, you are the backbone of the Massachusetts Bay Division. You've kept this division standing through some of its toughest challenges, especially during COVID, when everything felt uncertain and so many programs struggled to just stay alive. But thanks to you, you got us into the chef detachment here in Watertown. You've always been the one holding us together, showing up, guiding us, and making sure every cadet felt seen and valued. For me, your support has meant more than you probably realize. You've been somebody I could talk to, someone who understood when I was facing, and someone who pushed me to become a stronger cadet and a better person. This division wouldn't be where it is today without your dedication, commitment, and I'm grateful to have you as a mentor and a role model. Sea Cadets at Mass Bay isn't just a program you show up to on Sundays. It becomes a second family. You are surrounded by people who push you, support you, and grow with you. You spend countless hours drilling, training, laughing, and messing up together. And somewhere in all of that, the people around you turn into lifelong friends. Through Sea Cadets, I met my best friend. The memories we've made, whether it's during long training weekends, long night conversations, or the moments where we just have to figure things out together. All things I've never forgotten. This program shapes you, shapes cadets to be better people, and the relationships they build end up meaning more than they ever expected when they walk through the Coast Guard station gates. From joining Sea Cadets at a young age, I've learned the basic fundamentals of becoming a leader. Becoming a leader has always been one of my biggest goals in life, and this program gave me my real chance to grow into that role. Sea Cadets doesn't just teach you how to give commands or stand in front of a group. It teaches you how to set an example, communicate clearly, stay calm under pressure, and look out for the people around you, and they look out for you also. Over time, those lessons start to stick. You realize leadership isn't about being in charge. It's a responsibility, dependable and willing to put into the work when others are counting on you. Sea Cadets touches all of us of what it means to lead with confidence, integrity, and those skills stay with you long after you leave the Coast Guard station at Boston. Over the past 5 years, as a cadet, I've learned many different ways to be a leader. But two people stuck out to me the most, one of whom is here tonight. Ex-cadet Chief Jeffrey Kavanaugh. You and Dio made me the leader I am today, and there is no words that I can thank you to. Finally, I want to thank all the former officers and cadets who have helped shape my journey. Wilson and Fiona Paulette, who believed in me in times that I didn't believe myself. Master Chief Ron Ross was always there to help me when he could. Lieutenant Glenn Jones supported me through all my 5 years at Sea Cadets. Former Chief Cadet Jones and former Cadet Petty Officer First Class Seamus Platt also played important roles in guiding me. Instructor Eugene Arsenal was also someone who I could always count on both inside and outside of the Sea Cadets. Midshipman John Dylan Clark. He has been my best friend through all of my Sea Cadet years. And finally, Ensign Howe set the standard for what it means to be an outstanding midshipman at Massachusetts Bay Division. These aren't just names of people who moved on or might not return. These are people we should remember, people whose example we should carry forward. It's up to us to continue what they started, keep this division alive, make it stronger, and to make it more accessible. Every one of them believed in building the next generation of cadets to be better than the one before, and now it's our responsibility to live up to that and keep this division getting better. Thank you. I would like now to call up Petty Officer Second Class, Picaro.
Good evening, everyone. As you entered the dining area, you may have noticed a small table in a place of honor. Right there. This table is set for one. It is small, symbolizing the fragility of one prisoner against his oppressors. They are unable to be with us this evening, so we remember them. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. Some here in this room were very young when they were sent into combat. However, all Americans should never forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call to serve and served the cause of freedom in a special way. I would like to explain the meaning of the items at this special table. The table is round to show our everlasting concern for our missing men. The tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their motives when answering the call of duty. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of life of each of the missing and the loved ones and friends of these Americans who kept the faith, awaiting answers. The vase is tied with a red ribbon, a symbol of our continued determination to account for our missing. A single slice of lemon on the bread plate is to remind us of the bitter fate of those captured and missing in a foreign land. A pinch of salt symbolizes the tears endured by those missing and their families who seek answers. The Bible represents the strength gained through our faith to sustain those lost from our country, founded one nation under God. The glass is inverted to symbolize their inability to share this evening's toast. The chairs are empty. They are not here. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember, until the day they come home, remember. Thank you.
We're just a little bit ahead of schedule, but I think right this time what we'll do is we'll break and allow everyone to start, because we're ready to serve, right? Is that right? So we'll let everyone start the meal, and then here in maybe 20, 25 minutes or so, we'll...
Jeffrey Kavanaugh.
Chief.
All right, first off, let's start off by saying thank you everyone for being here tonight to honor someone who has been a big impact on, I think, all of us, right? It's great to see everyone just come together to celebrate someone who has had a great career and has really helped all of us. So we have some alumni who could not be here tonight because they're doing great things. They're either in college, all around the country, or they're working and they could not be here with us tonight. So I have one alumni on the phone here, Elena Konopoulos, who has served with me and with Munger for many years, and she wanted to personally deliver this kind of speech. I offered to read it for her, but she said she wanted to do it herself, so. Elena, when you're ready.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to extend my gratitude to Munger. Sir, you encouraged me so much over the course of my Sea Cadet career. You helped me and many other cadets to build confidence and leadership skills. And when we felt like we couldn't do the best that we can, you always were there to have a smile on your face and encourage us. And I'm sure many of us very much appreciate all of the hard work, all of the volunteer time, because a lot of people forget that the work that Munger does is for free. Like a lot of the Cape Cod missions, a lot of the I don't know if recently this year the Sea Cadets did the DAD 5K, but events like those, a lot of that is volunteer time, and so I appreciate everything. I could say more, but I don't know how long you want me to keep going.
You have all the time in the world right now.
My brother is also here with me, so I could ask him if he has a couple of words. We're on the phone, just saying how much that I appreciate Munger. Oh, but it's true.
It's a broadcast? Okay. I would say that in the Sea Cadets locally, Munger is
Nom de guerre was very famous as Uncle Mike. To be quite honest, that's kind of how I think about him too. I always saw him as like a cool uncle that I always enjoyed and was riveted every time he had something to share. And
Especially out for.
especially South Florida. But he was always there to show you. He was always there to show you the cool stuff, but also to kind of set you on the right path and the straight and narrow. So, while it's sad to hear that other generations of Sea Cadets might not receive that directly, it's also time, and that he deserves to relax.
Yeah.
I do hope that knowledge share will be transferred down through the generations of Sea Cadets that he mentored.
Yeah. Thank you. By the way, that was my brother. He was in the Sea Cadets around the same time as I was, but around 2018. I was in the Sea Cadets from like 2018 to 2021. And at some point, due to complications in my life, I had to leave what Munger was one of the instructors that had reached out to me around the date of graduation or when I would have graduated, and he said to me that he wanted me to attend graduation, even though I had left the program. He is so kind and so inspiring that he wanted me to show up for all the accomplishments that that were made possible through the Sea Cadets. And also just there's just so many memories that I have of Munger, especially from boot camp, just keeping us motivated, especially as recruits, maybe we would have gotten yelled at by someone, but Munger was there with a smile on his face, to motivate us. And also, like my brother had mentioned, just all of the years of experience, just whenever Munger had a story, you would be sorry if you just weren't listening, because it was just years of experience, and I almost want to say wisdom, but I say it wisdom. Yeah. Sorry, this was just me speaking extemporaneously. I really wanted to say thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think I can say probably on behalf of a lot of our alumni that we've all ended up in great places, whether it's college or the workforce, because of the leadership that we got here. Whether we're off, studying 4-year degrees or becoming first responders, maybe a police detective one day, hopefully, who knows. We all started somewhere, and I don't think a lot of us would have the leadership and the real world skills we would have had if it wasn't for people like Lieutenant Commander Munger, he's always been a big inspiration for a lot of us, and, you new cadets too, you gotta look up someone like Mike Munger, he was a great person to always look up to, and if you haven't read his book, you gotta read his book too. But our alumni has all gone off to do great things. A lot of people who have been under Mike Munger. We have people who are now doctors in the Army. We have people who are now infantry officers. People who have gone out, learned things from Lieutenant Commander Munger, and are now applying those skills to the next generation of leaders. So we all want to say, I think, on behalf of all alumni, thank you, sir, for everything you have done for all of us. And that's all I really have to say. So I'm sorry, I kind of improv this too. But really, sir, thank you for everything.
I'd like to call up Nevaeh Summer.
I just want to say thank you to Munger. He was a great help for, when he was with us. There was always no swearing when we had talks, but Munger didn't really care. But Munger would always help us. It was always great to have him around. He was nice. I wasn't prepared for this, so, but yeah, that's it.
I'd like to call Joe Murphy.
It's not regulation here, but.
Hello, everybody. This is actually my first time doing any sort of speech through a microphone. I did not prepare a script. I'm just going to say this from the heart. I'd like to give a heartfelt thank you to Lieutenant Commander Munger for his help during my time in the Sea Cadets and just in general. He was a outstanding and amazing guy to be with, very fun to be around. My parents loved him. Whenever they met him, they could not shut up about how amazing he was. But I'd also like to thank all other midshipmen and admins who worked in the Sea Cadets to help let this be a thing. I learned a lot through this. That has helped prepare me for college, work, and officially my entry to the Navy. I would like to thank all my former Sea Cadets and active Sea Cadets right now for their active participation in the program and allowing it to be something that can be continued going forward. And that is all. Thank you.
All right. So, Mike, I just want to apologize. I'm going to divert from you for just a couple minutes, but I promise we'll come back to you. I got some things for you. So, I want to just introduce the officers who volunteered their time, upwards of 16 hours a month to help support the drills. Many of them do admin and other things, even outside of drills. So, could I just ask the officers to please stand? We actually do have officers. I know we have, Instructor Florence Holmes over there. Instructor Holmes is our medical officer, and she's also put a lot of work into organizing the event for tonight. We have Instructor Sharice Ross, that's my wife, did a lot of arm twisting. Unable to join us tonight, but we have Instructor Jadot. He had to travel. He's over in London right now. So, but we have Instructor Arsenal, who also helped do a lot of the planning here. He secured the room for tonight. He's our supply officer. We have our executive officer, and you've been volunteering now for how long? 7 years. Okay, so I talked earlier about the support that we get from the private shut detachment, and we really appreciate that. And I know we have a couple of people who want to just say a few words today, so who's going to go first?
I'll come up.
All right.
You'll be after me. All right. Pleasure to be here tonight. Mike, awesome. I have the honor of being the Commandant of the Marine Corps League here in Watertown. And we've had a close relationship with the Sea Cadets. Over the years, we've been awestruck by Mike's commitment to this organization. And every once in a while, they'd come up and, there'd be some event or something that needed some covering, and, we'd donate some money. But then again, when COVID came, Mike asked us if we could use the facilities there at the shut. And of course, we're it was an honor to have you come up there and train. But you know, one thing did strike me as I'm sitting here. You know, my wife goes to me and says, you know, what a bunch of cute kids, and how sweet all the stuff they're saying there. And which is really true. You know, it is a bunch of cute young children. And but this program, as the former speakers just mentioned, you know, has trained them to go on to 4 years of college, into various, you know, technical and different branches to work. But then again, you know, I want to talk to that select few that continues on into the military. You know, those young men and women sitting here 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's not going to be so cute. You know, they're going to be on the front lines. All that training that Lieutenant Commander Munger passed on and the other trainers at the cadets, you know, it's going to come into critical periods when you're flying an F-18 about on a bombing mission, or you're leading a ship through treacherous waters, or if you're an infantry commander leading your men and women to seize an objective. You know, so that's kind of what I think. You know, I was a combat veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan, so I have some experience in this. And it's really, for the parents here and those, it's an obligation. It's a commitment. It's really something worth praising. And I laud you, young men and women, for stepping up, because we live in a dangerous world. And I'd just like to say I appreciate programs like this. And we really appreciate Lieutenant Commander Mike Munger for allowing us to participate with these young men and young women developing future leaders. But now I'd like to just introduce my paymaster, who signs all the checks, wants to say a few words. Former Commandant, Marine Master Sergeant, all around tough guy. Come on up here, Ed. Say a few words.
I'm not sure I can top that. We go back a long time, Lieutenant Commander Mike Munger. When I retired from the Marine Corps in 1987, I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps. I had 2 combat tours in Vietnam. Got out of the Marine Corps and wound up joining the Marine Corps League in Watertown without going through a long story. But one of the first persons I met, my kids were in St. Patrick's School in Watertown, and as a parent, wound up getting on a school committee, and we're going to get a lecture from a police man from Watertown that was going to come in and give us a lecture on drugs in school. Mr. Munger gets in front of us, and I look at him, and he looks like he's about 16 years old. And he presented everything without going on a long thing. It was just unbelievable, the lecture that he gave us. And moving on years later, getting involved with the Marine Corps League, Mike Munger was very much an active part. And one of the things that the Marine Corps League suffered is when Mike Munger got involved with the Sea Cadets. I was looking for a younger man to take over my role. Instead, he 100% gave his life to the Sea Cadets. And I'm telling you, I can't appreciate how much he did for you guys. We suffered, but what he has done for the sea cadets is unreal. Excuse me, during COVID, the Coast Guard station shut down, and we allowed the sea cadets come in and have their monthly meetings at the shut detachment. And it was such a reward to see you young people and the parents and the leaders come in here and give us the dedication that they have. And it's been unreal. Now, you're talking about going to fundraising. I'm also involved with VFW in Watertown. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't gone before the board, but we'll make a contribution this year at least $2,000 to your fundraising. We're in a very fortunate position with the VFW that we're able to help out that way. And just, Mike Munger, I love you, brother.
Fortunately for Ed, we have many votes in the VFW. We can put that forward. We'll bring it up before the board.
So I'm a member of the VFW in Northville Records, so hopefully I can get up get our unit to match. Let's see. Don't count on it. I don't think we have that much money. Okay, so next up, I have something to present to you, Lieutenant Commander Munger, so if you could come up, please. So I have a plaque here, and it says Award of Recognition to Lieutenant Commander Munger, Mass Bay Division. The thing was, when I was trying to think about gifts for, said, you gotta give them something nice. And it was really hard because I've talked to you a lot. It's like, man, you have everything. So what do you get a guy who has everything? So I did a little shopping. I went online because ChatGPT is something, right? So I told ChatGPT a little bit about Lieutenant Commander Munger, and ChatGPT made some recommendations. So the first one it came up with,
oh, cool.
Grumpy old vet.
You gotta put it on.
That's okay.
So I did alert ChatGPT that you served in the Marine Corps. So, and I indicated that you might enjoy a beverage or two. So, the other thing is this here, some Marine Corps coasters.
Thank you. I want to thank everybody who came out to this fundraiser, because fundraising is very important to keep a unit going. I had 15 years instructing with the Sea Cadet program. I started off, I kind of got pushed into it. Me and about 20 Marines set up a shooting range for them. We got AR-15s from the Watertown Police. I was a member of the Watertown Police then. And we had 15 instructors, Marines from the detachment, come and taught. At that time we had 50 cadets. Normally when we were before COVID, we were running about 50 cadets every cycle through there. So that's how I kind of got involved with the Marine Corps League. As we mentioned, George didn't mention, he used to come and teach military leadership to the cadets. And many of our other instructors came in from the Marine Corps League. I'd like to thank my family that's here. I have my two sons, both Iraqi veterans. One is retired. We have my extended family and my in-laws at this table. All of my family chipped in when I was teaching. We used to run a special operations school up in Stratford, New Hampshire every summer. We'd take 50 cadets from around the country. We taught special operations, and we needed an opposition force, OPFOR. So my sister Denise came up with all of her hippie friends, and they all got dressed up. My brother Brian came up and was a role player during it. Everybody else participated. My brother Rick, Coast Guard in the United States Army, he came and taught he taught Coast Guard port security. So I kind of had my whole family involved. My sister Doreen was the female medical officer there for, I don't know, a bunch of years. And every time I turned around, I was bumping into somebody from my family, you know. But without their support, plus every summer we ran boot camp. At that time it was 2 weeks, and we ran a special operations camp up in Maine. So I was gone all summer. I have a beautiful house down the Cape, private beach with Mark. I didn't get to see it. 15 summers. Every 4th of July, I was up in New Hampshire or Maine teaching. But it's really been an enjoyable time. And there's nothing that you can say better than the other instructors. I mean, Mr. Ross here, Master Chief. Excellent support. Glenn Jones took over my position there. So everybody really took part. But I'll tell you, the biggest motivation was the cadets themselves. Most teachers, like a 5th grade or 7th grade, 8th grade, junior, they have their kid for 1 year. When we get them in the program, we get them for 4 or 5 years. Every other weekend, every year. And you really watch them come in, gangly teenagers who can't sit down when you tell them to sit down, can't answer a question correctly in the right form. And we have 4 or 3 years to kind of whip them into shape. You know, not only physically, but intellectually. We want to give them the best training that we can. We want to gear the things that they need for their success. Now, being parents, I got my 2 sons and my daughter here, but as a parent, you know what the parents want, but we also know what the military wants us to do, and we have to make a combination. You know, I've taught, I was a police officer for 32 years, and I used to teach in police academies and stuff, so I was used to teaching, and I had to write certificates on how to deal with juveniles. You know, I had my degree and stuff, so I knew how to deal with kids. And I'm telling you, it was a freaking blast. I never laughed so hard at the stuff they would come up with, and at the same time, never laughed so hard hearing the things I had to say. Because my teaching was totally opposite than they got in high school. You know, if they heard a teacher swear in high school, you know, they'd be writing letters to the, you know, thing. Every once in a while I'd slip on something when I'm telling the story. But I had a lot of real world experience. And it was just so much fun watching the kids grow up. And there's some here, you know, most of you guys haven't been in the program long enough for me to teach. But we just had fun, you know, and if you can learn something and make it fun, if you can do a job and still have fun at it, that's where success comes from. And because we had fun and we thought out of the box, that's where we had our success. And plus the support of all the parents, the support of the cadets and the officers and my family. I don't think my wife saw me for like 15 summers. You know. She was probably happy. Yeah, she was down the Cape.
We made sure she had.
Just to wrap it up, I want to say that the 15 years experience I had was just, it was hard, you know, preparing classes and getting the training I needed. The Navy and the Army were great to me. They put me on a ship to learn about ships, a warship, you know, so I received excellent training from them, but at the same time, it was the cadets and watching them grow and doing all that made it successful. And I had a blast doing it. You know, I retired from the police, I was still doing some other security work, but I had a blast doing it. It was just fun coming in and trying to think of something outside the box that military related, that they could enjoy doing. And we had a blast together. So for my 15 years of fun with the cadets, and I hope you guys have some good instruction and keep it going pretty good. I hope your ranks increase. I understand you're increasing now, which is good. You know, hopefully you'll get it back up to speed. You know, 50 cadets run around with every other weekend. But I wish you success, as much success that I had teaching the program. But when you turn 74 years old, and my wife goes, "That's it," you know what I mean? When you're
But you have done so much for the Massachusetts Bay Division. I know our cadets speak highly of you for everything that you've done for them, mainly for the trainings that you've done as well as the humor that you bring to that. But I personally wanted to thank you. You inspired me when I first came on 7 years ago. I had actually called you up and said, "Hey, my son has an interest in joining the Sea Cadets." And he says, "Well, bring him down. Check out the unit." And I'd be sure. Brought him down. Being a former Sea Cadet myself, I met you at the Coast Guard station, and you introduced me to the crew, and that's when I decided I'll come on board too. You've got a funny way of convincing people into doing things. I don't know if I'm the only one here that thinks that, but you persuaded me, and I will be honest with you, sir, it was probably one of the smartest choices I did. It was an honor working with you over the years. I was kind of sad that you never took on the SEAL role, but the one thing you always said to me, he says, "No, I just want to be the MTO. I'm good with that." And you just had so much fun training the cadets and showing them your heart and everything that you know how to do. At some points I was jealous because of how good the stories you could tell. I could never match those stories. I'm kind of hoping you'll throw out a few of those tonight just so everyone can reminisce over them. But honestly, I just want to thank you. I want to thank your family. I want to thank your wife, Kara, for allowing you to take the time out of your busy schedule to do everything you did to help the cadets. I think you can see tonight the unit has progressed well under your tutelage, and they're going to progress even better in the years to come under the wonderful instructions that they have with the new officers. I wanted to thank Commanding Officer Master Chief Ross for everything he's done to help continue on this unit, and I would be remiss if I weren't to thank Instructor Holmes, who has been key at helping tonight become what it is. Thank you, Instructor Holmes. And of course, Instructor Arsenal, who's not here tonight, who helped solidify getting the Hibernians Hall for this event. I just wanted everyone else to know that this night is not over. We still have some raffles to do, and we have some music to play. We have some dancing. I'm gonna dim the lights. I'll be your DJ for tonight. We have our photographer and our videographer over here. For anyone who doesn't know Denise Munger, she is a wonderful person. She'll be videotaping the whole thing tonight. Thank you. And if there's any requests, if anyone has anything they'd like to hear, by all means come up to me. I'm happy to accommodate you. Other than that, sir.
Is it thing 70s and 80s?
Oh, sure. 70s and 80s.
I'll give you one story.
I knew it. Was this the polar bear one where you wrestled them?
This is actually a true story. When I was teaching, my sister was teaching at the cadet program, we had this small little girl show up. She was like 15. Her name was Bella Aspinwall. And you want to remember that name, and I'll tell you why. She ended up just trying to compete with everybody on the run and everything. She got physically strong, and she started swimming in high school. And she was very competitive that time. We kept encouraging her. So she became an excellent swimmer, became a state diver. She wanted to fly. I said, what are you interested in? All the different cadets. and we'll see if we can get instructors. She wanted to fly. Now, my brother Chris, he's down in Florida now, but he was an instructor. He used to come in and teach flying classes. He'd teach them all about the radio traffic, how an airplane works and everything. And then on weekends, we would take selected cadets up in the airplane, and we would fly them to Maine and fly them back and try to teach them how to fly. So Chris gets her in the airport. Instead of going for an hour, he's gone for 2 hours. Now I'm thinking, I'm there with her father, thinking the plane crashed. I go, oh, this is going to be great. I killed a cadet. You know, I don't know what the discipline, but I don't think I'll be in the program too much longer.
It's a volunteer thing.
Yeah, and all of a sudden they come flying back and they're getting out of the plane and everything. My brother comes over and goes, she's a natural. She goes, I took off, I gave her some instructions, and she flew the plane all the way up to Maine. And then we flew all the way back from Maine along the coast, so she could look at the coast, because she just thought it was so cool being up there. And he said, she's really a natural pilot. So we encouraged her, gave her some more lessons and stuff. She gets out of the cadet program and goes to the Naval Academy. Because of her swimming and everything else, she just excels. She's just a go-getter. She gets out of the Naval Academy, goes to flight school down in Pensacola, becomes a fighter pilot for the Navy. Then becomes a fighter pilot on an aircraft carrier for the Navy. And then after several years of that, she does so well, she goes to test pilot school. And she goes to test pilot school, and then she goes into the astronaut program. So, when the mission finally goes to Mars, I may have one of my cadets flying to Mars. And that's all. And when I see them, and I go, that's what we did for our cadets. And we did it to everyone, the alumni in the back. You guys are doing good. Got a Coast Guard officer coming up and everything. Nuclear scientists on an aircraft carrier. I like to see the success stories. And I always had my cadets, when you finish the program, I can't keep in touch with you on social media, but when you finish the program, hit me up, we'll keep in touch. Maybe I know somebody at the base you're going to. My grandson in the Marines, Scott's son, his last year in the Marines, his company commander was a Sea Cadet, Duckworth Duckworth. Yeah. Suddenly my grandson says, hey, my new company commander showed up, and he's Duckworth. I was in the cadets with him. So that was my only story. But when the mission to Mars, if you see an aspen wall, I'm going to be down there at the launch. So. Okay, that's it.
Are there any other individuals who would like to say, by all means, during Munger?
Hello, I didn't plan on talking, but I'm sitting here listening to everything Mike's mentioned me a couple of times. So I get this call, I don't know, a decade ago or something. He said, okay, you can pass a Corey test and you can fit into the uniform. So would you like to come and join the Sea Cadets? So I showed up, and really what I wanted to come up to say was not only was I impressed with my brother during the program, but how impressed I was with the Sea Cadets. Because I didn't know what I was getting into, and I showed up and I'm thinking Boy Scouts, I don't know what I was thinking. And I sat there in awe of all of you. And to see the growth that you had from beginning to end, and how you would present yourselves, and I don't know all the ranks, I can't remember the petty officers, how you would be in charge of those under you, and how you would bring them up, and how you would mentor them and encourage them and support them. So not only was I impressed with my brother, but I was impressed with the program. It was amazing. I think the one fight that I had with my brother was on a camping trip, when he decided to throw a pallet onto the campfire. And I was a medical officer, and I was like, oh my gosh, this fire is so high. But other than that, I shot guns, I did camping, I cleaned a battleship. I mean, it was amazing, the program. So any of you out there that can open your pockets tonight to help support the program. But really, I just want to tell you how impressed I was with all of you. So keep going, and congratulations, and have a great one.
Anyone else before we move on to the next phase? Who are we pointing to?
Joe Murphy wants to come up.
Okay.
Or Summer, I don't know.
Whatever you want to say. Well, I was called up here. I thought Petty Officer Holmes was doing that to me beforehand while I was trying to spread some information, but I guess I'll come up again. I'll brag more about Munger, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll say if anyone is interested in supporting the program, I'd definitely say so. It is a worthwhile investment to go into. I learned a lot out of it. It gave me the courage to join the Navy, to enter in as a O1 officer after I'm finishing my undergrad, and as well as my nuke training. As Munger brought up, I'm the nuclear scientist. That's what makes me Navy. But yeah, this is really on the spot, but I'll say thank you for everyone for coming here and for supporting this division. I am happy to see the amount of people that are here supporting, and I guess that is all. Thank you.
So one quick thing I just want to let everyone know here. We do maintain a social media presence. It's pretty much Facebook now and a website. Our website should be back up hopefully in the next week. But so you can, if you want, you can go on. We're listed at Mass Bay Division, and we post pictures from our events. So for parents or just others that want to see what's going on in the unit, you can follow what's going on in the unit on that site. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite out Instructor Holmes, who has put together many of the raffle items that you see here tonight. As they say, there is no contribution too small. There are too many cool things to put your tickets on today. Before she comes up, I do want to make a disclaimer that the Bruins shirt, that's mine. Don't even bother putting your ticket in on it.
Thank you very much for joining us. I am a parent of Petty Officer Holmes. I do have to give a huge thank you to Lieutenant Commander Munger. After every drill, I would hear stories, and you brought a joy to him that I've never seen before. You lit up a child's mind at that time. He was 13 years old, impressionable, and you were the one, the face of Sea Cadets. Even though Fiona, who's not here, I was waking in my boots with Fiona and Wilson Paulette. They were amazing. But he really grew a liking to you because of everything that you offered. So as a parent in Petty Officer Holmes, I would really like to thank you for everything that you've instilled in him. It means the world to a parent that they have such a wonderful experience, to give them the leadership skills and give them the camaraderie with all of these other cadets to move forward and to live the journey of Sea Cadets, to see whether or not the military is an option for them. They're not just jumping in with their feet not wet. At least you know if they're going into the military, they have something behind them, and they have every story from all the instructors to look back on. So I really appreciate everything you've done. We have had many cadets that go for a week of navigation training, scuba training, firefighter training, journalism, JAG. There is endless opportunities over the summer. They're $350. Some cadets are unable to afford those trainings. So this is why we are doing this fundraiser, to hopefully enlighten those children or cadets with some vantage points that they don't get to see. In addition to, we are hoping to take them out on ropes courses or other events that are outside of the drill. So any donation Like he said, nothing is too small. We, of course, love big donations, but we'll take any donation that's possible. So we do have raffles. I'll be opening up the raffle tables shortly. But more importantly than raffles, what we do need is somebody to come in, share your experiences, share what you've gained from the military. If you have something, entrepreneurship, anything that you have that could come in and take a time with the cadets on a Sunday afternoon. There are many veterans that have stories that are amazing to tell. And those are the stories that these cadets love to hear. They don't want to listen to us all the time. They want to listen to you. They want to have the experiences from you and live through you guys and know what they can be offered. So from myself to Munger to Master Chief Ross to Lieutenant Jones, I give a heartfelt thank you to all of you, the past cadets that have led my son to an amazing journey. Without all of you, this would not be possible. So once again, thank you very much, and we really appreciate it, and let's have some fun.
So the bar is open in the back.
Get some energy from my family.
All right, 55-inch TV.
Our number is a rifle scope on you.
Yankee, Q.
All right. Woo! Good for you. Wow.
You got the TV. Yep.
In the hallway.
He was bigger than he is. Yeah, we'll show it to everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be mad at
Mr. Munger, Lieutenant Commander Munger.
Mickey, I'll put it in my car and drop it off tomorrow.
Every month to the wall. Okay, here we have some scratch tickets.
$200.
$200. This could be your scratch. Dun, dun, dun. A beacon test.
Well, they're shook up.
Someone shuffling up the tickets.
All right. You got a video on to make sure?
Okay, we mix them up a little bit here.
This is the lottery ticket.
Okay. Diana G. Diana
Oh, that's a Facebook friend.
G. We have a lot of Facebook friends.
I'll take these. I'll bring them to her. Trust me.
Congratulations, Diana.